WF representing Palace, so let's tell you about Palace.
Eagle Eye Football here, Crystal Palace 0, Bournemouth 0. Joined here with Statman Dan. Thoughts on the game?
I mean, to be honest, before the game I would have taken a 0-0. Considering the context of the game as well, I'm also happy to take a 0-0. For me today was just about momentum, and I think in a strange way, I think we have gained momentum from a 0-0.
Well, not conceding a goal when conceding 10 in 2 games, there's definitely a huge improvement there when it comes to conceding goals.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think you know we'll be chuffed for that. Obviously, we had a man sent off very debatably, and I think when that happened, I think the players kind of galvanised around each other. I think what we've been missing before we got a man sent off in the last 2 games, I feel like they weren't playing at full throttle, and I think that is because of the impending semi-final. And I think once you had a man sent off, everyone has to work there so a little bit harder. And I thought it was nice to see that, you know, when that did happen, we were able to step up a little bit. Bournemouth for me didn't really offer anything in attack, and I think we kind of gave all the answers to their questions, really.
I do think that what we said in Tacti, that our 5 at the back, they didn't really have an answer for it because they love the half spaces in between the centre back and the full back. But because we had 3 centre backs, they always went for the wide option. So their full backs and their wingers were so wide that they couldn't really pack out the box like they like to do. Yeah. And to be fair, their best part of the game was passing around the back. Yeah,
no, absolutely. I think the way Iraiola's got them set up, I think they very much want to be like, they want to make the game chaotic. They're not good at all like playing against low blocks. Probably why Iraola shouldn't go to a big club, by the way. But they struggle against low blocks anyway. And when you got 5 at the back, like a 5-4-1, and then thereafter you basically got a 5-3-1, so they didn't have any answers. And also couple that with the fact that, you know, I think they play a very high intensity style of play. Towards the end of the season, I think they are just off it a little bit. That is a big problem for them, and I think, you know what, actually I think they'll go away and be like, actually, you know what, a point isn't the worst thing in the world. I think both teams really, it was kind of like a must not lose kind of game. So hence why I don't think either teams will be particularly downtrodden by it.
Spoke about the game a little bit, but one thing that the game pivoted on, and it was unfortunate, it was the officiating today.
Yeah, I think I was saying to the guys around me, I think it was a bit of a weird one for the referee because he set a precedent really early, a really weird precedent. Like at the end of the day, you think, you know, Bournemouth versus Palace is going to be a very transitional. Basically, nearly every part of the game is going to be a counter of some kind. Obviously, we like playing on the counter. They like playing in chaotic games, so it's going to be like that. And I think when the refs started giving yellow straight away for fouls that were stopping a breakaway, yes, I get it in the sense of like, you know, by the book, yes, that is the right thing to do. But in a game like this, you're going to be giving yellows all the time, and then what happens then is that they have moments to think about their decisions, and then when you have, say, Alex Scott, who got taken off at half time. For this very reason, his second foul was worse than the first foul, which he got a yellow for, and then you contrast that with, you know, Richards, where he's made a decision within that moment, and he's decided to send him off, and I think that completely ruined the game, to be honest, and it's a shame because I think it would have been maybe an okay game thereafter, but I think he did ruin the game, and without putting on him too much, he was also the ref that disallowed Eze's goal as well. So, you know, I think he needs to maybe just think a bit more like in the context of the game.
Take a little bit more time with your decision making.
Yeah, exactly. And just use your common sense as well. Just like think like, okay, yes, these are the rules, but think, okay, within the context of this game though, like at the end of the day, you're facilitating a good game. So why would you start booking players in a game that is going to be counter-attack? Why are you booking players immediately for stopping counter-attacks? If you're doing that, you're going to send off 3 or 4 players, which arguably, yes, Scott should have been sent off. Arguably, Adams could have got sent off as well.
Man of match.
You know what? I don't think anyone really stood out, to be honest with you. That's a tough one to say, actually. I don't think anyone really stood out. I mean, Hendo's very commanding of his box. Hughes was good in midfield. I'll give it Hughes.
Down at the Palace.
Up the Palace.